Kickstarter, well, actually the whole year, misstep that has led to more questions concerning Kickstarter. And, we're talking about, is Kickstarter a scam, or is it something that, people just need to understand what Kickstarter is? And I'm leaning more towards the latter. People just need to understand what Kickstarter is. And even though people are saying, well, look, man, Kickstarter needs to, they need to impose more sanctions on these companies so that if they're late or they don't ship, there's some penalties towards them. But in any investment, how many people have lost money in investments, over the years? And, companies don't bear any responsibility necessarily for you losing your investment, because an investment is something that you make, but you have to understand there's no guarantee. So this backlash that is coming at Kickstarter, I think is really, I think it's unfair. Now, that being said, will it sting for people who have backed a project to not get a product, while people who haven't backed it have the product in their homes? Sure, it will sting. But when you're talking about, like I said yesterday, when you're talking about these companies that are startups, they don't have the resources that the Microsofts, the Sonys, the Pioneers, they don't have those same resources. So there's bound to be little errors that pop up. And it's just that sometimes you're on the losing end of the error. Just like you might go to the airport. Nobody likes their luggage lost or stolen, whatnot. And you might have some travelers who said, I have never had my luggage lost ever. I've never had it. And then you have some people, their luggage has been lost. Now, luggage is lost every day at airports. But maybe I haven't felt the sting of it, but someone has. That's just the reality of it. When it comes to me feeling the sting, that's when it's personal, as opposed to when you look at statistics. Oh, 50% of bags are lost at airports. Oh man, that's a bad statistic. Oh. But if it doesn't, it doesn't affect me, then I'm not really worried about it. And I think this is what's happening, with Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a platform that gives people a voice to get their message out and allow other people to hear it, and if they choose to help fund it, to bring it to life. That's all Kickstarter is. So it is on me, if I am to fund a Kickstarter project, to understand that, I'm trying to give money to something I believe in, But if it doesn't come out at the same time, then I know that, well, that's what it is. And that's why, like Devin said, disposable income is what you invest with. You don't invest with money that you need to pay a light bill, or money that you need to pay your mortgage. You don't invest with that money. You invest with disposable income. You have some. It's just if a stranger came to you on the street and the stranger said, man, I'm really hurting, I need $50, and you decide to give them $50. If they go out and use the $50 for something other than what they were supposed to, well, you gave them the money thinking they would use it, and if they don't, that's on them. So that's what we have to understand when it comes to Kickstarter. And we can't just hold Kickstarter accountable for the for the actions of the people who are on Kickstarter. It's on all of us to decide if we can fund something, if we have the money. And if we do, then it's on us to do our research. Check out the company. If it's a brand new startup and you're saying, well, there's no information on them, then don't invest. Don't invest because you know that, well, I can't find anything on them, I'm not sure about them. Then don't invest in their product. But if you decide to, understand that it could not come out, or it could be delayed or something like that. That's just how these Kickstarter projects are, because a lot of the people on Kickstarter are not I don't want to say professionals, but they're not mainstream. They're not big time like a Microsoft, like a Sony. They're not big time like that. So they don't have all of the resources that those companies have to pay strategists and lawyers and all these different people that would foresee all the various pitfalls. They don't have that. A lot of these people are doing a lot of the work themselves. They have a small crew of under 10 people, and they're trying to do everything themselves. And so you have to accept that with a grain, not with a grain of salt. You have to accept that as a reality when dealing with these Kickstarter funds. Now, Windows. Speaking of big time companies, Microsoft, they had their Build conference this week going on, just like Google I/O has their developers conference, or Microsoft also have a developers conference called the Build conference, and they have now made Windows 8.1 preview available to try for free. They're saying you can try this thing out, try before you buy. Microsoft released a preview of the upcoming Windows 8.1 just a couple days ago, loaded with features and fixes that improve and build on the foundation laid by Windows 8. Now, while it's free for anyone to go and download, the preview is essentially a beta. So just understand that the preview is a beta. That's where they're going to get all the feedback that people are using, and then they're going to really polish Windows 8.1 when it does roll out. So essentially a beta. So only install it if you know what you're doing or profoundly dislike your current Windows 8 experience or something like that, because it's it's a beta thing. Now, Microsoft shared details of Windows 8.1 at the end of May. And while many were looking for the Start button that resembled the one in Windows 7, bringing up a menu of apps and folders and files, you know what happens when you click the Start button, what showed up instead was a Start button that takes the users from the classic desktop to the Start screen. Still, there were some concessions made to those who were devoted to the older Windows. You can boot right into the desktop or even a specific app, and you can use the desktop wallpaper on your Start screen as well, enhancing the continuity of the experience. So if you're someone that is looking, say you have a bad Windows 8 experience, and you're like, man, this Windows 8 thing is just, it just bummed me out. I just don't like what's happening here with the Windows 8. Well, Microsoft says they have this 8.1 version, and we're going to show you a little preview that Microsoft put together here. To put together for their Windows 8.1 campaign. Let's see if we can get this going here. Okay. Nope. No. Wait. Whoa. Let me, it's like the page crashed. But they have this, they have a preview here for their Windows 8. For the Windows 8.1 preview that they want people to see. Now, if you're, you hate your current browser and you're a Windows 8, you want to see what the new version holds, let me just show you this preview here that they're bringing out. Microsoft is saying you can try Windows 8.1. It's called Windows 8.1 Preview. You can try this thing for free. You can try it for free, and you can decide if, this is something that, you want to upgrade to. Well, something's happening to our feed. Okay, there we go. Like the feed was, a little antsy there for a minute, but the tech people have figured it out. So here we go. This is just a little preview that Windows put together for their Windows 8 situation, 8.1. They called it Windows 8, Windows Blue. In the beta version, and they're saying you can do all of the, you can try it out. It comes packed with features. You can try it out for free. But this is a beta version of Windows 8.1, and they're going to use obviously the feedback and the comments they get from people that have used this thing for to upgrade it or to make it what most people are looking for. So if you want to try out the new Windows 8.1 without actually downloading Windows 8.1 when it comes out, the beta version, this 8.1 preview, is now available. You can go to Microsoft's website and you can try Windows 8.1 preview yourself. You can download it and try it, see what you think, see if you like it, give your feedback, and Microsoft will make this thing, take all those feedbacks into account for when they roll out Windows 8.1 for real. It will be what most people are hoping for. So I think this is a good move for Microsoft, especially since they got the backlash. See, there you go, at the bottom, how you can bring up the tiles, or you don't have to have the tiles there. I think this is good for Microsoft, especially since they, and that's the Windows 8.1 situation there. I think especially since Microsoft, they had that debacle with the Windows 8. When Windows 8 first came out, and a lot of people just weren't happy with it because Windows 8 was mainly made for touch. That's what it was made for. And most people with their regular computers downloaded Windows 8, and using the trackpad to do the swipes and to do things just didn't work as well as using a screen. And so people were saying that Microsoft shouldn't have made Windows 8 so touch heavy to where people who had computers that weren't touch weren't able to enjoy it as much. So that was the big backlash that Microsoft got. So now they've heard that and they come out with Windows 8.1, but before they roll it out, Microsoft is saying, you know what, we're going to come out with Windows 8.1 preview and give you a preview, give you a chance to test it before you actually buy it or install it. And I think this is a good step for Microsoft. And according to this report by NBC News covering the Windows 8.1 preview, they said, Microsoft said, we believe in the power of Windows, but we know we have a competitor and we have to get out and sell, referring to the Windows 8.1. They know that they have a competitor, meaning Android, meaning iOS, and they can't just sit back and hope that people just buy Windows 8.1. They need to go out and show people what this thing is all about and hope that people will like the product that they are bringing. Now, we're up against a break once again, and we're going to come back talking about this Windows 8.1 and what they are doing for developers and things like that. So, and also after the break, Windows Phone. For those of you who are Windows Phone lovers, I mean, the Windows Phone store has hit 160,000 apps. I mean, are you excited about that? And Windows 11, IE 11, gets all touchy-feely. What do I mean by that? You got to stay tuned. Here at the Tech Pulse, coming up right after the break. So just stay tuned. We will be right back.